Whitney categorized her spending for this month into 4 categories: rent, food, fun, and other. The percents she spent in each category are pictured below in the pie chart. If Whitney spent a total of $2,000 this month, how much did she spend on food? Looking at the pie chart, notice how she spent 20% of her money on food this month. And therefore, we want to answer the question, what is 20% of $2,000? Now, there are several ways to answer this question, but whenever we're trying to find the percent of a number, the easiest way is to convert the percent to a decimal and multiply. The word of represents multiplication. So because 20% as a decimal would be 0.20 or just 0.2, to find 20% of 2,000, we would find the product of 0.2 and 2,000, which equals 400. Of course, we can check this on the calculator. 0.2 times 2,000 is 400, which means she spent $400 on food this month. Notice how the dollar sign is already here, so we just enter 400. Let's also show how to set this up using a percent equation and a percent proportion. For the percent equation, the word is means equals, the word of means multiplication, and the word what represents the unknown or the variable. So for our percent equation, because the first word is what, we write down the variable, the unknown, which represents the amount of money spent on food this month. So let's use the variable f. Is means equals. 20% as a decimal we know is 0.2. Of means multiplication. And then we have $2,000, or just 2,000. And notice how this product is the same as the product shown here, which we already know is 400. So of course, using the percent equation, we get the same result. Now let's also set this up using our percent proportion. For the percent proportion, we can also use keywords. We can write is over of equals p over 100, where p would be the percent. But we can also think of this as the part compared to the whole must equal the percent compared to 100. So we know we'd have a proportion, and because we're given the percent is 20%, this ratio here would be 20 to 100. And then for this ratio here, the part to the whole, we're trying to determine what part of the $2,000 she spent on food. So the part is the unknown, so the ratio of the part to whole would be f over 2,000. Now that we have a proportion, we would cross multiply and solve for f. So f times 100 must equal 2,000 times 20. Well, f times 100 is 100f. 2,000 times 20 is equal to 40,000. Divide both sides by 100. Simplifying, we get f equals, again, 40,000 divided by 100 is 400. So regardless of the method, of course, we get the same result. Whitney spent $400 on food this month. I hope you found this helpful.